When I started this YouTube channel, I thought, hey, this is gonna be great. I get to have fun, talk about video games, something I love, play video games, something else I love, and just along with, I guess, the talk with people that share this interest. Then sad things like The Last Guardian came out, and that made me scream and pull my hair out, and now crap like this is coming back. Detroit Become Human under fire for controversial domestic abuse scene, article Eurogamer.net. When I talk about stuff like this, what I mean is, this is the stuff in the early 2000s that we dealt with. Granted, I was really young at the time, but that was the violence in video games and Pokemon and D&D is going to turn your child to Satan. And then we had all video games are going to turn you into a rampant sexist. And then we had the pick a controversy. And I thought this had really kind of died down and we could just play video games again. But nope. We're back with controversies. God damn it. How's it going, everybody? I'm AJ Gills. This is the Umpire Gaming Channel. We're going to be reading this article. Originally, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this shit this week, mostly because I'm still getting over being really sick. Last week, I still have this massive plugs in my ear. I have pressure buildup in both my ears, so I sound really loud to myself. So it's really starting to piss me off. So I was hoping to keep my kind of news stuff this week down to just doing the Video Game Awards and PSX, but this came out and I had to talk about this. Let's see, the article by Wesley Yin Poole of, like I said, Eurogamer.net. I'll have a link to the article down in the description for everyone. Let's see here. Article reads, children's campaigners and a UK Member of Parliament have criticized upcoming PlayStation 4 exclusive Detroit Become Human for its controversial domestic abuse scene. At Paris Games Week in October, Detroit hit the headlines after Sony released a trailer for the game in which scenes of domestic abuse and child abuse feature heavily. In the video, we see android housekeeper Kara thrust into an uncomfortable domestic abuse situation. She's charged with taking care of a young girl who is attacked by her belt-wielding single father. The video tries to get the point across that you're able to change the course of events at multiple points of the scene. The video shows that one of the potential moments sees the young girl shoot her father as he chases Kara. Let's take a look at this, by the way.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals. That's Alice. You look after her. Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Right away, Todd. Aren't you going to school today? I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
What are you looking at? Maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's my fault your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore walked out on me for a fucking account. Come back here. You stay there. Don't you dare fucking move. Alice! Daddy's very mad. It's all over now. Daddy isn't angry anymore. You know Daddy loves you. This is all your fault!
He's coming! He's gonna hurt me! Run! Get away, or he's gonna break you like last time!
Okay. So now, that's a typical kind of Quantic Dreams sort of situation. I mean, yeah, I mean, what we just saw was some very intense scenes. This is art. They're showing a situation. It's... I don't know what the hell what anybody would want me to say about this. Obviously, domestic abuse and child abuse and all that, it's horrible. This is art. You cover tough, difficult subjects in art. I'm not saying we have to learn a lesson from this. Granted, I mean, I think the lesson should be obvious. Don't fucking abuse children. You know, don't be a monster. But still, it's the typical kind of Quantic Dreams. Philip DeFranco has a really some good analysis on this, probably shorter than what mine's going to be, basically saying that the thing that this shows is that, like, that the inaction, taking inaction has consequences. Like most games, you don't do something, you just repeat the segment. In a Quantic Dreams game, you don't do something, well, even inaction has a consequence. And in this case, you don't act, the kid dies. That's horrible. But that's Quantic Dreams. I mean, Heavy Rain was similar. Beyond Two Souls was similar. This is what Quantic Dreams does. This isn't new for this developer. And the fact that people can't figure shit out, or can't figure this kind of stuff out, it really kind of pisses me off. Let's keep going. And I quote, the scene we are presenting is a very important moment in Kara's story. We discover that Kara is owned by a human, Todd Williams, the single father of a little girl called Alice. The developers of Quantic Dream said at the time. Confronted with Todd's violence toward the little girl, Kara feels compelled to disobey and risk her life to save Alice, end quote. Over the weekend, UK tabloid The Mail on Sunday published an article that includes strong quotes from various children's campaigners who questioned the decision to include a scene about domestic abuse. We've asked Sony for a comment in response. Sorry. The story has since been picked up by The Sun, and there's a similar article with an Australian angle on the website of 9 News. Andy Burrows, the NSPCC of the NSPCC, said, and I quote, any video game that trivializes or normalizes child abuse, neglect, or domestic violence for entertainment is unacceptable, end quote. Okay. That's not what this is. This isn't trivializing or normalizing child abuse, neglect, or domestic violence for entertainment. This is something that I also kind of look at and kind of realize stuff like Quantic Dreams they're very captivating narratives. Yet what I call them entertaining, they're serious dramas. They're meant to pull you in, make you feel something. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm overanalyzing the term entertaining, but I also wouldn't even say this trivializes or normalizes child abuse, neglect, or domestic violence. I think this is taking something real, something horrible like child abuse, like neglect and domestic violence, and using it in this narrative to show, kind of ask the player, are you going to intervene, or are you not going to intervene? And if you don't intervene, here are the consequences for not intervening. And if you do intervene, well, how do we advance the situation? That is, I'm going to keep saying this is the point of a Quantic Dreams game. Or Quantic Dream game. I keep trying to say Quantic Dreams. Either way. Sorry, I'm doing this. This is why I do this without a script. I like to go off the cuff. But this quote right here, any video game trivializes blah, 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 blah. Flat out one of the dumbest things ever. I mean, the sentiment isn't dumb. It does not apply to the situation, is what I'm saying. Is, of course, if we're trivializing or normalizing these horrible things, even though I think it is a developer's right as an artist to do this, not do this, do that, if that makes sense. I think a developer can make a video game about any horrible thing they want, and they can set it and put it in any mood or lighting they want. That is their right as creating art. But what this guy is saying is not what Quantic Dreams is doing with Detroit Become Human. They're doing something. I think if anything, they're showing it in a real. They're just showing it in a real light. I think this guy's mad that they aren't doing a nagging, waving your finger, saying this is horrible. Ba 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 ba. No, what it's doing is showing something that's happening and giving you a choice, which is what this kind of game does, and what this is the stuff that I'm so excited for this game. And these people this guy just shit on it for that concept. Moving on, Peter Saunders, founder of the National Association of People Abused in Childhood, said, and I quote, "Abusers will get off on this stuff, and the other thing we know beyond question is that video games end up being played by children, and scarcely the proliferate. God damn it. The children and scarily. Okay, the proliferation and salacious and abusive images is actually encouraging violence and abuse. Okay, I don't see how this encourages abuse. How this is the Helen Lovejoy from The Simpsons. Won't somebody think of the children and fainting, landing on the couch? Yet, I don't know how many studies have proven that there is no direct, if there's a link at all, there's no direct link between violence and video games. Let's see here. And we know that abuse in all forms is escalating on this planet, so why not help to tackle it constructively rather than sensationalize and make money off it? They're not sensationalizing it. If anything, God damn it. I'm sorry if I'm making no sense. These people are just making me really angry. Let's just keep going. I think I made my point clear that what these guys are saying this game is doing, it isn't. Flat out, it is not doing what these guys are saying. In an interview with Eurogamer at Paris Games Week, Detroit development chief David Cage defended the inclusion of the domestic abuse scene, saying, and I quote, I try to tell a story that matters to me, that I find moving, interesting, and exciting, and my role as a creator is to maybe deliver something that people don't expect. Would I be doing my job as a creator if I was making a game if I was making the game you want me to make? I don't think so. I'm creating something that I find moving and meaningful, and I think people should see the scene, play the game, and see it in context to really understand it. The rule I give myself is to never glorify violence, to never do anything gratuitous. It has to have a purpose, have a meaning, and create something that is hopefully meaningful to other people, or meaningful for people. Spot on. I think that is the direct counter to what these people are saying about this. I think that the entire point of this is to make you think, is to make you feel, is to hit you hard. That's the point. It's not glorifying violence. It's putting you in a violent situation and saying, what are you going to do? That is the exact point of this kind of game. And again, these people don't understand that. I'm not saying David Cage. David Cage, I think, perfectly understands that, and I think this quote is perfect. I think what these people are saying about glorifying violence, I think these people are nuts. All right, give me a second. I gotta grab a quick drink of water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that weird edit. All right. While most agree that video games should be a viable platform for the exploration of difficult issues, if you can't see, I'm raising my hand. There has been some concern that Detroit will fail to handle domestic abuse appropriately. No, there is no such thing as handle domestic abuse appropriately when it comes to art and video games. They can do whatever the hell they want. Ugh! I'm sorry, I'm clapping and I'm getting irate. This is the thing that, be it a movie, a TV show, this, that, the other thing, they can do whatever the hell they want as creators. This is the point of art. If you don't like it, you don't think it puts out the right message or whatever, make your own thing that wags your finger at whatever the hell you want and don't explore taboo subjects. Just holy shit. I'm sorry. Let's see here. For example, the game uses motion control. You shake the controller to prevent the abuse. I highly doubt that's what it is, because I think these people I think Quantic Dreams is smarter than that. But yes, that's the point of video game. Input A for outcome B. That is the point of it. That's what a video game is. Yeah. I'm sorry, these... I need to breathe. I need to breathe, or I'm just going to go on a rant here. I know I meant technically that's what this video is, but... okay. Children's Commissioner for England and Longfield? God, I hate the font they use on this website. Is quoted as saying that whatever the maker's motivations, and I quote, it seems to end up in a clumsy, inappropriate, and graphic gameplay that is no more than an unpleasant, exploitative way of making money off the back of real suffering, end quote. How? Okay, so because it's a real thing, I'm sorry, I'm trying to. It's making money off the back of real suffering. They're making it seem like they're showing a snuff film. You know, like they're showing footage of a real person being abused. Yes, I understand. Real people are abused every day. Real people die in war every day. Does that mean Call of Duty is making money on the backs of real suffering? I know that's a horrible analogy. It's probably been made hundreds of times. But really, dude, this is just virtue signaling bullshit. This is typical political bullshit. Okay, let's see here. Tory MP Damian Collins, who is chairman of the Culture, Media, and Sports Select Committee, went one further, insisting video games should not depict domestic abuse at all. What can they do then? Tell me, government official, what can a video game, TV, movie, music, whatever, what can it depict? And I quote, it is completely wrong for domestic violence to be part of a video game, regardless of what the motivation is. He said domestic violence is not a game. And this simply trivializes it. I worry that people who play this game, or play this, who themselves have suffered abuse, will use this game to shape in a way in which they deal with abusers. It's dangerous to plant the seed in people's minds that the way to deal with abusers is to use violence against them. It's counterproductive and could put them in even more danger. End quote. Okay. Honest question to anybody out there. Who takes their serious life lessons and how to live their life from a video game? Because if I did that, I'd be outside killing monsters with a sword. I'm serious. It's like this is one of those that I have to ask these people, do you guys play video games? Seriously, do you know what this shit is like? Or do you guys watch movies a lot and any of that sort of stuff? The hell is wrong with people? Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna keep, every time I read a quote here, I'm gonna keep getting angry. The thing is, let's look at another game other than this one. There was that game. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I want to say it was like Rampage. No, it wasn't Rampage. It was I can't remember. Basically, you played like it's kind of like a top-down shooter. He's dude in a long coat. It was basically just random shooting people on the street. I can't remember what it was called. Everybody was like, I don't even think the game got published or distributed because of it. It was so horrible. Yet I still sit and say, look, the person who made this game had a right to make the game. You know, it's art, it's whatever. You can do this sorts of things. It's video games. No real human person is being hurt. That's always been my stance on art, is you can make whatever art or as long as no actual, person is being harmed, you have the right to do this stuff. To put out any sort of message or any sort of image or whatever. That's just how it is. Now, I'm not saying you have to like it. If you want to sit here and say, well, I can't believe somebody would do that, that's perfectly fine. You're well within your rights to do this. But this kind of stuff where you're trying to get people to change it, you're trying to get people to, you're trying to shut it down. It's stuff like this where this guy's saying, well, you shouldn't be able to you shouldn't depict domestic violence abuse at all. And people like this will say, well, we're not saying that we're going to make laws against this stuff. No, you're just going to browbeat someone until they change. I fucking hate that. Make the game you want to make, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. These kind of people, I cannot stand, because they're, again, it's that hands off. Oh, we're not saying you have to change. We're just gonna say you shouldn't, and then morally wag our fingers at you until you change. I hate those kind of people. I've seen them. I see them day after day. As a college student, I see them. I see those kind of people, and they drive me up a freaking wall. Oh, and I see them in video games now. I can't believe it. If you can't tell, everyone, I'm not happy right now. Let's see here. Perhaps the strongest comment came from Childline founder Dame Esther Rantzen, okay, who called on Sony to remove the scene or pull the game from sale. And I quote, "Violence against children is not entertainment. It's not a game," she said. "It's a real nightmare for thousands of children who have to live through these kinds of scenarios. The makers of this game should be thoroughly ashamed. I think it's perverse. Who thinks beating a child is entertainment?" Okay. I'm taking deep breaths here. Beating the child is not entertainment. This is the scene. This is the world that has been set around the situation. Now, how do we advance it? How do we maybe save the child? Or do we not do anything and let the kid die and then have to deal with the aftermath of it? That is the point of the freaking game, lady. Holy shit. Oh. I think this upcoming quote is spot on. For his part, David Cage told Eurogamer, and I quote, "There are no limits as far as he is concerned as a video game writer. There are things I'd never do," he said. "I'd never do a racist game or a misogynist game. These are the limits. When you feel okay with the content and the meaning when you know you have nothing to be ashamed of, and because it's fair and it tells the right story and because it's moving, there are no limits." I think spot on. Again, he'd say him, end quote, and that's the end of the article. Him saying he'd never do a racist game or never do a misogynist game. I'd say, hell, if people want to do that game, they're allowed to make it. That is what I keep saying. It is art. We can't sit here and look at creators and tell them they can and can't do something. Let them make something and then let the market decide. Jesus Christ. If it's not obvious, I'm going to keep saying it. If it's not obvious, I am so... my blood's like... Overall, that's my thing. I think that everybody wagging their finger at this needs to shut the fuck up. Let the game be made. Let Sony make the lot of money that they're going to make off this game. And let all of us enjoy it. Because that is what Quantic Dreams does. Quantic Dream makes great games that make you think, that make you feel. Well, overall, that's my stance. I think all of the quotes from all these people, out of this context, they are correct. If saying that, if I was watching a video of someone abuse a child, like a real life scenario, I would want to kick the crap out of that person. I would look at the person who filmed that and ask, why the hell didn't you do anything about that? That's the thing. This is a video game. This isn't the real world. This is art. This is a virtual space that we can explore taboo subjects, that we can explore situations like this, where it's, like I said, it's putting you in that situation. I honestly, as a gamer, it's the question when it puts you in that position with Kara: do you act or do you not act? It's that for someone like me who wants to see almost every scene in the game, like I'll play Quantic Dreams or I've played Until Dawn. I want to see almost every scene and variant. But to see that scene, you have to sit there through this section. Like, how hard is that? That is the point. It is to be difficult. The point is to be difficult. It's to make you think. It's to make you question. It's not as simple as this is abuse. How to put it? It's not as simple as this. We're watching someone beat a child for entertainment. That's not what this is. But again, I think this is the problem with people who don't play video games, who don't understand video games, saying, well, they're entertainment. Yes, they're entertainment, but they're like a movie. They're like a drama. Would you walk out of a drama saying, happy and smiling, saying that was one of the greatest? No, I mean, maybe you can talk about the story of this, but maybe it made you feel sad. Maybe it didn't have a happy ending. That's how video games can be. And I'm sure I'm talking to people who understand this and get where I'm coming from, but holy shit. Okay, I've ranted way longer, and I'm going in circles now. Yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments. All right, do you think I'm right? Do you think that art has that you can do whatever the hell you want in art? Or do you think that Sony and Quantic should pull this game, or at least pull the scene? I don't know. I don't think they should. I think they're just fine. I think this is dumb controversy surrounding video games. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you watched this far, like, comment, not already, please subscribe to the channel. Find me over on all my social media. That's in the description, along with, like I said, a link to the article. And other than that, guys, I'm AJ Gels, this is Gaming Channel. I'm out.